SDSU creates a lot of challenges defending inside. What was the strategy to try and limit what they could do inside?
I think trying to not let them get good ground, like post super deep on us, and then we had Grace doubling most of the time, trying to get in there so that they would have to kick it out.
Yeah, they're a really physical team, and they have some really great post players. So just trying to limit their touches more than anything and playing as a team instead of one-on-one.
In the first and third quarters, when they kind of have those big runs and created a bit of that separation, just what was going wrong for you guys out there on the floor?
Yeah, we were struggling to get stops more than anything, and just then that kind of rubbed off on our offense. I think we were getting some good looks, maybe some not, but just understanding basketball is a game of runs, and so even when in the stretches when we were getting stops in a row, we didn't convert on offense when we should have.
Did you guys feel like overall you liked the looks that you got?
I think we got pretty good looks. I think obviously there's always some shots that you can go back and be like, oh, we could have got a better one or whatever, but I think overall we got pretty good looks.
Agreed.
What made them such a difficult matchup today?
Yeah, like we said, SDSU is a great team. They have a bunch of great players, very physical, and so just testing us in the paint a little bit, and we just have to play really good team basketball. And I think we're taking big strides for that, but we're not exactly where we need to be yet.
Yeah, I think it's difficult with them having so much size over us. Then we try to double in, but then their guards are so good at shooting or driving that it's difficult to do that.
Chris, your performance today kind of keeping the Coyotes in it within striking distance. Just what was your mentality of trying to will your team back into the game?
Yeah, just going out there and doing the best that I can, following our game plan. And again, I don't think it's just me at all in any way. Carly had a great game. We have a lot going on, so it may look like, oh, that seemed just like a basic ball screen right there, but there's 5 people and 5 pieces to the puzzle, and I think a lot of that gets forgotten on the stat sheets.
Well, the other day it was kind of the first and the fourth, and today it was the first and the third. We struggled early, let them go on a 16-0 run there in the first, and then, third quarter, I thought we just came out and were a little flat. Offensively, kind of stagnant, went some empty possessions, came down defensively and felt like we gave like 4 or 5 possessions in a row. Just gave up some stuff that we weren't giving up in the first quarter or first half that really hurt us. They stretched it to like 18, and once they were able to get that margin, it was pretty difficult to crawl back in it.
Overall, did you kind of like the looks that you guys were getting offensively?
Yeah, for the most part. I felt like early we had too many empty possessions. I thought we settled for some stuff that maybe we didn't need to. So maybe there were 3 or 4 shots in that first quarter that I didn't necessarily love, but we also got some good looks that we didn't hit. Today again, we were 6 for 26. We're better shooters than that. I really do believe that. We just didn't knock very many of those down today.
How frustrating is that when you feel like you're getting makeable looks, but I think this is 2 games in a row now where just like the shots aren't falling, especially from 3.
Yeah, I mean that's offense. Offense is sometimes that way. You've got good shooters taking shots. From a percentage standpoint, they've been consistent throughout the season. And a game or two where you just you're not able to hit like you were. It's an important part of what we do. Obviously, when you get good open looks, you want to take those, and the last couple games haven't been our best shooting performances, but I have faith in this team that those shooters will find it again, and I think that helps with confidence, of course, when you hit a couple.
You were able to limit them from outside, which is where they like to live, but at the same time they were able to get a lot of what they wanted inside as well on drives. And defensively that made it difficult to defend down low?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's who they are, who you're having to guard down there, right? Brooklyn Meyer, obviously, she attracts so much attention. You kind of have to run bodies at her. She's a tough one-on-one matchup, especially when you're undersized like we are. So, I mean, that's a bit of it, right, is having to run bodies at her. The thing about her, too, is she's a pretty good passer. So, there's some kids that if you run a body at, and when they put it on the floor, they're going to probably turn it over. She's not that kid. She takes pretty good care of the ball and makes pretty good decisions. So she's a hard double. And I thought actually in the first half we did a pretty decent job of being able to do that and also, defend drives. Early in the third is when those drives really started to hurt us. I thought Timmer had 3 or 4 drives in the second half that we weren't giving up in the first. And, she hurt us at the rim. So, they're a difficult team to defend because they've got shooters, they've got some good drivers. Obviously, they have a really good post presence.
What went into each of those runs, the one in the first quarter and then the one to start the third quarter?
Well, I mean, the first quarter, it was a conglomerate of different things. It wasn't just one thing that they just kept going to. It was, I think we gave up an and one in the paint. We gave up a transition 3, which, those will drive a coach crazy because you don't want to give up easy in transition. Those kind of things just piled up on us very quickly. And so, yeah, it wasn't like, oh, we didn't defend the paint very well, or, it was just kind of hit us on this. And then, like I said, the transition it's a team that basketball games, there's going to be runs, especially in a game like this. Our best run was 9-0 run. That's kind of where we got to improve as a team, is being able to kind of shore those up a lot quicker than we do sometimes. Being able to 1 or 2 possessions, you maybe miss an assignment or whatever, get scored on. Okay, let's find a way to shut that off. We just let 2 of those runs just go way too long.